These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Claire article quote, Tracy Jacobson, I will advance American interests and fight militia influence in Iraq. Quote, Tracy Jacobson, U.S. President Joe Biden's nominee for the position of U.S. Ambassador to Iraq, gave her opening remarks before the Senate Committee on Foreign Relations. Moving on to Caproni question, the redenomination talk keeps popping up. Issuing new notes without the 3 zeros, which, as you have already commented, is a neutral event. If Iraq did actually do this, when would make more sense, before or after Forex float, or doesn't matter? Caproni says, I think they talk about it periodically, but I don't think there's any chance that they will ever redenominate. It doesn't reflect the country's economic success that would come from actual growth of the currency over time based on success and GDP. All right, Walking Stick says they put these ATM machines out in order to put out the lower notes. These ATM machines will teach citizens about the lower denoms, and it will teach the bank employees about this as well too. There's going to be a stampede of people that will be rushing into the Iraqi dinars. These ATM machines are now being impregnated. All right, moving on to Mark Z via PDK question, are all currencies going to float? IQD, Dong, etc. Mark Z says, I would not look for much of a float because we are supposed to peg to assets. And lastly, I have Mark Z via PDK question, are all currencies going to float? IQD, Dong. Again, he's saying the same thing. I would not look for that. We're supposed to peg to assets. One more is from Pimpy. Pimpy says an RV and a revaluation is the same thing. People often confuse a reinstatement and revaluation. They're two different things. Not only is a revaluation possible, but Iraq has done it a few times already. Iraq revalued their currency, or should I say in this case, devalued the currency. It went from 1190 dinars, dropped down to 1450, then revalued up to 1320. So when people say, man, the Iraqi dinar is never going to revalue, I always go, what do you mean? It has revalued a few times already, as a matter of fact, several times over the past 2 decades.